Hello, and welcome to our Create Better Health Nutrition course. This episode is over fruits and veggies. This is presented by the Abilene-Taylor County Public Health District. So let's get started. Fruits and vegetables have a variety of different benefits, and that is why they're so important to have in your everyday diet. Some benefits are that they are generally very low in calories, fat, and sodium, which are all necessary parts of your diet. However, having too much can cause a lot of different health issues, as well as they are an important source of many different nutrients. And eating fruits and vegetables can generally help our bodies be healthier, and it can also help boost things such as our immune system. So, whenever we talk about fruit, typically we say that you want to get about 1/2 to 2 cups of fruit every day. And that usually fluctuates depending on the person, might be more, might be a little less, as with all things relating to these general guidelines. So, what exactly is 1 cup of fruit? 1 cup of fruit could be something like a whole fruit. So, think of stuff like apples, bananas, pears. Typically, if you eat one of those, that can be considered a whole cup of fruit. As well as a whole cup of fruit can be anything that is just 1 cup of something chopped or sliced. It can also look like 8 ounces of 100% fruit juice. So make sure if you have this as a serving of fruit in your day, you typically want to supplement it with a different type of fruit too, but make sure it says 100% fruit juice on the container. And another way to get 1 cup of fruit is to get 1/2 cup of sliced dried fruit. So why is actually 1/2 a cup is because dried fruit typically gets much more condensed and smaller as it is being dehydrated. Vegetables are also incredibly important for our diets overall. They're one of the most important things, and yet we usually don't get enough of them. And that is why we need about 2.5 to 3 cups of vegetables every day. So it is probably one of the things that you need the most of in your everyday diet. Some things that a cup of vegetables could look like is 2 cups of something like some raw leafy greens, which is just because leafy greens are typically a bit more airy, watery, so you kind of have to eat a bit more leafy greens in order to equate to 1 cup of most other vegetables. And then 1 cup of any sort of cooked or raw vegetables should amount to 1 cup most of the time. And of course, eating a spectrum of colors is the best. It's how you make sure that you get all those different benefits that those vegetables have to offer. Some ways to make sure that you're getting as much fruit and vegetables as you need is by adding it. So most of us don't eat enough fruits or vegetables. And instead of trying to pull something away, finding out how to just add fruit to whatever you can. So, some examples to this might be adding a fruit to your breakfast or lunch, or even just having a fruit by itself as a snack, as well as putting leafy greens on your sandwiches or your burgers, maybe having a side salad, as well as having something like baby carrots and a ranch as a snack. Another way to get fruits and vegetables that you need is by replacing. So, this is usually substituting stuff that you already eat that might not be as healthy for you with something else. So, an example of this would be trying to eat some dried fruit instead of fries or chips. And while potatoes are great, we want a larger variety of vegetables whenever we can get them. So looking at things such as roasting green beans and making green bean fries. Another thing like this could be substituting potatoes with something like a canned vegetable. And then trying something like drinking a smoothie whenever you're craving a cold drink. So instead of going for ice cream immediately, maybe looking at ways that you can try a smoothie, something that has some fruit and vegetables in it. And then onto remaking. So this is just changing up a little bit of how you make certain foods in order to try and incorporate typically more vegetables, but more fruits as well into your meals. Some ideas of this might be using a can of vegetables in your stews or soups, so that you just kind of have that extra kick of extra vegetables in there, which can kind of change the entire soup, but that adds extra nutrients that we all need. As well as doing things such as using carrots or other vegetables to make things like crinkle cut fries. There are a lot of different ways to remake meals and types of food that you really like into something that might help you get up there with trying to hit that 3 cups of vegetables or fruits every day. So that is all for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Our next one should be over the topic of protein and safety.